Welcome to the campus of Southern Wesleyan University here at Childs Field as we look forward to this Conference Carolinas Interconference matchup. The Emmanuel College Lions taking on the Southern Wesleyan University Warriors. Now, the Warriors coming off a pretty tough break. They were against Barton College, another Conference Carolinas opponent. This one inside working. The Lions already off to the races as we welcome you here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Strike and a save. Ava Lombardi coming off one of her best ever career nights in cage against the Bulldogs of Barton. 17 total saves, a career high there for the sophomore out of Cary, North Carolina. Now just waiting to clear. Here is the Lions. Going to try to be strong on the ride. Emmanuel comes in here 5-5 overall, 2-1 in conference play. And here comes Southern Wesleyan's offensive weapon, and that has been number 3, Kaylin Little, the freshman out of Anderson, South Carolina. Pops this one over to FIFA Steves. FIFA Steves has been nothing shy of phenomenal, especially on the defensive end. Leads the nation in caused turnovers. So be on the lookout for her. That's really the storyline of this matchup today, is one of the best offensive teams in the Conference Carolinas versus one of the best defensive teams. Here comes Little trying to strike first. She's put on her butt right there on the crease line. But looks like she'll see an opportunity here at the free position to draw blood first. Little, 22 goals so far this season. She was scoreless against Barton. Can she make a comeback here? Little awaits the whistle, charges in, drops this one low, and it'll be snagged up by the goalie, Emily Dawson. The senior out of Perth, Australia, coming off 4 saves, 4 goals against in the start versus Converse. So Little can't get it going there on her first shot, but more opportunities to come. Great to see this SWU defense translate into pretty good offense. Here's an attempt going low, and just like that, the Lions roaring to begin things. The Lions this season have been led by Demi Shinsky, coming off 4 goals against Converse. She's combined 13 of those goals in the last 3 games, 13 out of her 26. And that's just the midfield. Along with her, Taylor Schubert, 20 goals, 7 assists. And then you look at the attacking side. So you can have your attacking midfielders, your defensive midfielders, and right now Emmanuel has got more leaning towards the way of attacking. But then you go to their actual attacking unit, Megan Jennings, Olivia Wallach, both 14 and 16 goals respectively. We'll see a whistle. It'll be a false start there, and it'll give SWU the ball right back. Now we talk on the strong defense of SWU, but we must mention the strong offense as well. We talked about Kaylin Little, the main offensive weapon, the powerhouse, just as a freshman, leading this SWU team in scoring, but right behind her, Ella McCowan, the sophomore out of Oceanside, New York, 17 goals at her disposal. And then Taylor Townsend, another underclassman, a freshman, coming off 1 goal against Barton, one of her 13 on the season. Little in tow, looking up top. She finds McCowan. McCowan dodges left, feeds it inside. Little can't connect. But just like that, Kaylin Little to find herself up for another free position opportunity. Second of the day. Can the local out of Anderson, South Carolina, tie things up here on Childs Field? Looks like they'll push things back, bring her out to 12 meters, but it still gives SWU a good offensive advantage positioning-wise. She's got McCowan to her left, FIFA back to her right. Those two with a little bit of hot potato in between. McCowan driving, barreling herself towards cage, and strikes for the first time of SWU's day. McCowan, 18 goals on the season, and back-to-back games scoring 1 or more. McCowan. She's had 10 goals over the last 4 matches. And her offensive prowess is pretty well known here in the Conference Carolinas, but the defense has been even better for her this season. Top 5 in the nation in cause turnover. She's got 30 so far on the season. Her and FIFA, monstrous unit there in the midfield and attack. So it's a tie ball game, 1-1 here on the campus of Southern Wesleyan University. My name's Colin Calvert. Glad to have you here. It is going to be a fun one. I can already feel it. Ball in the hands of Michaela Austin. 7 goals so far on the year here. Here's the fast break. Driving in, the spin move. Working. Great pass, but an even better deflection. It was Hernandez who got a piece of the stick. Back into the hands of Austin out of Maple Ridge, British Columbia. The feed towards Wallach. Inside. Shot in a save. Ava Lombardi, a brick wall in cage. 2 double-digit save appearances for her so far this season. It was her first appearance and her most recent. And she has really been stepping up her game. And it's fun to watch. Just the awareness that she has, the heads-up lacrosse IQ, and making plays happen. That time it was a heads-up play from number 11, Sydney Nicholson, who had a lone draw control against Converse in their most recent match. Getting in there on the defensive. Left open on the back door. Lombardi says no. Already 3 saves here for the sophomore. It'll be Emily Gregg with the chase down on the outskirts. They'll call it out in Emmanuel ball. Now Emmanuel coming off a big conference win against Converse. They started off the season pretty rough, back-to-back wins. Granted, it was against Flagler College and Lee University, who gave the SWU team some trouble early on in the season. Ended up winning that one 25-0, but Lee took down this Emmanuel squad 22-11. We'll see a stoppage in time here on the near side. A bit of extra contact between Charlotte Barnett, the freshman, out of Greenville, South Carolina, and the likes of Michaela Austin. So it'll be a green card, a 1-minute releasable penalty there for Barnett, and that's been an issue with this SWU team all season long. They have really struggled in the card category. I remember last game that I commentated here, it was against Lees McRae. In the first half alone, they had 9 cards. The feed from 8. Working, we have a flag out. So now it's going to be a free position opportunity off the foul there from Emmanuel. Inside the drive, looking low and to the side, striking a score. Megan Jennings. Starting right where she left off against Converse, had a goal and an assist there. And she has been nothing short of phenomenal this season. That'll be her 15th goal of the season. 3 straight games, now 4 with 1 goal or more. And that is exactly what this Emmanuel team needed. They needed a slight spark. And Megan Jennings gets it done from the free position. On to the draw we go. Haley Billings, the sophomore out of Pauline, South Carolina, takes it for the Warriors, and it'll be slung out towards the wing. This is where a lot of the draws are won here in women's lacrosse. There's a big difference between that and in men's. In men's, it's more of a fight there right in the middle of the circle with those Fogos. But for women's lacrosse, oftentimes they're using that strength to fling the ball out towards their wings, have a better opportunity there on the ground ball fight. And man, Ava Lombardi has been lights out so far today. Just like that, her 4th save but it's going to be up to the clear. SWU so far 1 for 2 on the clear. They'll get it past the halfway point, but no farther. Emmanuel forces the issue. Wallach working up top now. Here's the low shot. And that'll be a strike and a score for number 40, Christy Fisher. And she's got a lot of momentum coming into this game. A hat trick along with an assist against Converse in her 7th straight start. So this will be her 8th. And it looks like we might have some cardage here from the referee. So no cardage to be awarded, but it'll be an early 2-goal lead here for Emmanuel. They lead 3-1. Of course, this is where all games are won in women's lacrosse, and it's always from the draw. The draw gives you possession. The draw gives you more opportunities to score. And for a SWU team that has just 62 goals on the season, the more possession time, the better for them. The win off the ground ball. And now, Shinsky working her way past the restraining line. A strong defensive presence so far here for SWU. Wallach, who was former teammates with Kaylin Little, funny enough, number 3 for this SWU team. Inside the feed and the score. And it's from the shortest attack woman on the field, Miss Peyton Hoffman, standing at just 4'11". She's shifty and she's dangerous, and she grabs one on the day. 4-1, the score here at Childs Field. So now we head right back to the draw. Billings to try and take this one. We've seen most games that have gone SWU's way, which have been 2 so far this season. All really finalized there, the draw control category. We've seen them more oftentimes than not winning that whenever it comes to their wins that they've had this season. It's going to be a fight for it here on the ground ball play, scooped up by the Lions. As a team, this Emmanuel Lions squad comes in with 112 goals so far on the tally, close to double the amount that this SWU team has. You can just tell their offensive capabilities are pretty second to none here in this conference, and they're showing why they're. Lexi Lee out of Bountiful, Utah, having herself quite the bountiful day score-wise. You know, it was a 15-10 win against Converse, and they're right now searching for yet another win here in conference play against the Warriors. It's 5-1 here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. See you on the other side. Back here at Childs Field after the timeout called by the Warriors. And we are right into the draw control. So far, it's a 5-1 lead. The lone goal scorer, Ella McCowan, for the Warriors. It'll be Caitlin Anderson to take it for SWU, and it's a good start. Emmanuel. Here's the shovel pass going just right and out of play. They'll give it right back over to SWU. Henning Graybill, Santa Rosa Beach, Florida native, to start this one off for the Warriors. Was a former goalkeeper there for the Warriors. Was one of the primary rotational pieces last season, and she gives this one right back over to the Lions. Got to be better stick-wise and take care of that ball. Wallach strikes right out the timeout. Olivia Wallach, Conference Carolina's freshman of the month for the month of February, and proving just why, coming off a hat trick against Converse and gets things started. Here straight out the small break. 16 goals so far on the season, and daughter of Furman head coach Gail Wallach. Trinity Bowman to come in. Take this draw for the Warriors right now. That's been their struggle on the day. 6 draws, 1 compared to the just 1 of the Warriors. Emmanuel has been on top of that stat so far. One of the biggest things has been turnovers already. 4 turnovers for the Warriors, and they have been small, yet small, I guess, in the small scheme of things, but in the grand scheme of things, they've been pretty big, and they have led to this 4, now 5-goal deficit. But it'll be SWU to win it here off the whistle. Posey looking, searching, downfield, she finds McCowan. McCowan again. Lone goal scorer so far for this SWU team. Up top, Simpson. Simpson, who had herself a cause turnover against Barton. The feed in, McCowan juggles it right outside the 12. Back to Simpson. Hernandez. Looking, searching, has to find an outlet. Gregg works towards Little. Back up top. McCowan getting a lay of the land. Has the middle of the alley, takes it, and instead results in a turnover. Can't reach Haley Billings. The Pauline, South Carolina native who's got 3 goals on the season, couldn't find her the ball in the cross for an opportunity at 4. Again, small turnovers, yet majority of the time what we've seen is those turnovers have led to goals for this Emmanuel team. Here's the quick feed. They've worked really well in transition. A chance for Wallach at the doorstep. Puts one in. That's a brace for the freshman. Now 7 games with 2 or more goals for Wallach. Has had some phenomenal outings so far this season. The Ferrum game, for example, was a career high 4 goals, 5 assists. She is a dual threat and a double-edged sword. That's what you're going to be on the lookout for if you're this Southern Wesleyan team, is Wallach, especially there on those backdoor cuts up and around the crease line. So it's a 7-1 lead here for the Lions of Emmanuel College. Just about an hour and a half outside of Central, crossing state lines and heading past Hartwell, Georgia, right into Lions country. As we see the whistle having been blown, and out comes number 9, the freshman, Grace Court out of Melbourne Beach, Florida, who's second on the team in caused turnovers with 7. Of course, nothing defensively compared to this SWU team. And Ella McCowan FIFA Steves. Those two have been nothing but dominant on the defensive. If you're just now joining us, welcome. FIFA Steves alongside Ella McCowan, both top 5 in the country in cause turnovers so far. Steves leads the nation. She's got 43 on the season. Here's the inside drive, the bouncer deflected off Lombardi. Here's the workaround. Wallach has it. She's got back-to-back goals. The retreat, back up top. The Lions working around the baseline. Here's the outlet pass. Flying by the seat of her pants. We have got another goal, and it's Shinsky striking and scoring yet again. So Shinsky now with a brace, joining her fellow teammate Wallach, and it's going to be the Warriors that have some catch-up to play. Down by 7 now are the 2 and 8 Warriors of Southern Wesleyan. Come in with the lone conference win over Lees McRae. They had that happen here at Childs Field. It was a overtime thriller as well, with the finishing touch by Ella McCowan off the assist from Kaylin Little. This is a SWU team that finished up 3-12 last season. Had 5 wins the year before, then 3 wins there in 2023. Trying to get back to that 2022 prowess that they had, where they made it to the Conference Carolinas quarterfinals. They did that in back-to-back years in 2021 as well, after only winning 4 games. So now here's the transition ball once more. Court's got it. The quick pass off towards Fisher, another one of the many Canadians on this squad. Wallach got it in the one-on-one. A first quarter hat trick here for Olivia Wallach, the local out of Anderson, South Carolina, coming back to right outside her hometown and getting to business. Wallach now 19 goals on the season. She surpassed 30 points. Again, I talked about her being that double-edged sword. 12 assists already. And she's got 1 today, so make it 13. You can definitely see some frustration here from this SWU team as they're trying to bounce back. Down by 8. But it's all going to begin here at the draw. And it was a good sling out. And we'll see McCowan down for the count. She won it off the ground ball that was pushed in the back. Now she'll go ahead, take a deep breath, and let the offensive SWU get back to going. Like I said earlier, the charge led by Townsend and Little. Townsend looking for Billings on the alley-oop dunk, but it was unsuccessful, and now comes a whistle. Looks like things will begin here at the 12-meter mark. Instead, they bring up Billings, looking for her 4th goal of the season. With the bright neon cross, can she find her way to back a cage? Billings, slingshot, and save. First little bit of action there for Emily Dawson in quite some time. She started now 7 games on the season out of the 9 she's appeared in. Her alongside Avery Atkins, number 1 for this Emmanuel team. Also, wearing number 1 as a goalie, that's complete swag. That's awesome. But those two have shared a lot of time so far this season. They have been a great duo there in cage, and it's great for head coach Little on the Emmanuel side to know he's got 2 very capable keepers. Here's the fling there from Wallach, looking for her 14th assist on the season. Instead, she'll find this one loose on the ground, but the eventual pickup there from Hoffman. Hoffman's got a goal already today. Wallach in control. Feeding, ball denied access. It's up and outside the 12, but the pure speed of this Emmanuel team beating SWU to the punch. The feed, the high arcing pass, and the shot. An absolute rifle to back of cage. And just like that, double-digit scoring for the Lions today. An early 10-1 lead here in just the first period of play. It's coming to a close here shortly. Less than 30 seconds to go here in the first period. We'll see if SWU can put a small dent in this pretty large lead of Emmanuel. So it looks like it'll be an offside. And an extra woman on the field here for SWU. They were fielding 13, can only field 12. So we'll see Emmanuel begin things to finish out this first period. Will they put the exclamation point on a pretty impressive first period of play? We'll see. Already, Wallach, Shinsky with hat tricks apiece. It looks like it'll be Emmanuel to hold this one out until the final few seconds, and they'll retain possession going into the second. We'll see you there on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Back here to the second period of action at Childs Field. We've got ourselves a 10-1 ball game. Emmanuel just one goal away from putting a running clock here on the Southern Wesleyan team, who's playing host right now. Just trying to get in the groove of things. They've really not had much possession, and that has really been to their downfall. They've had 3 or 4 pretty good takes to goal, but were unable to capitalize, besides for the lone goal there by sophomore Ellen McCowan out of Oceanside, New York. Looks like it'll be a shot clock situation. They're going to let this one run down to 40 seconds. So far, a pretty well-called game by these referees in their zebra stripes. And things to begin here for Emmanuel. Right out the gate, we saw them take some pretty good opportunities. We saw a timeout taken by SWU early on, and they scored right out of that. Can they here out of the first quarter break? We'll see a cross check, and we'll see a free position here to open up the second period of play. Mater couldn't hold on to it, and eventually that got the ball back in the hands of Emmanuel. And now, from the far side, the Lions quickly pass this one off and given over by Shinsky. But given right back there by the Warriors. Hoffman on the way. Working up top. This shot up and over the rafters. And the ground ball pickup there on the chase down by the Lions. Hoffman using that speed to her advantage. Lombardi remains in cage. The extra feed, the shovel pass, no good. Intended that one for Shinsky. Here comes Bowman. Another local out of Anderson, South Carolina. She's quick, and she's bursting down the sidelines. Trying to find an open opportunity. Looks towards Billing there, but that was up and behind her shoulders. Couldn't get that one on the money. Deep pass here from Dawson in cage. And Dawson stands at just 5'1", yet comes into this game with 40-plus saves. Here's the shot, and Lombardi shuts her down. It was a great clear and a great shot there by number 4 for the Lions, but Lombardi stayed stoic in cage, didn't let anything rattle her. And so far, we have seen Emmanuel stay scoreless here within the first few minutes. Little on the pickup. Turning on the Jets down the sideline. Finds Townsend. Those two have been the 1-2 punch offensively. Shovel pass. McCowan gliding through the defense. Simpson. No openings. Looks towards Billings. They've got Hernandez at the X. Offense will reset. Up top with Steves. Little to her left. Simpson to her right. Little eyeing that 23rd goal of the season. Turning up the heat. The feed inside. McCowan is struck. And looks like she'll have an opportunity from 8. McCowan looking for a brace in the only 2 goals of SWU's day. Can she get it here? Her against Dawson. Senior versus sophomore. McCowan winds up, lets it rip. This one down by the shoes of Dawson. And it'll be a ground ball pickup there onto the defensive. Really well played there by Celia Leonard out of Watkinsville, Georgia. Been insane on the ground ball play. Had 3 ground balls against Converse. And that'll be back on the offensive side of the field. Emmanuel just 2 in 4 away. Can they find the 3rd away win of the season? Not if Ellen McCowan has anything to say about it. She forces the issue, forced the turnover, but then the turnover forced right back. Here's the quick interception and flicked down. Eventually the ground ball pickup there from Steves, and she is full straddle on the way down the sideline. Little Working, got a clear. Barnett looking for an opportunity to pass. They've got to get it past the halfway point. The flip towards McCowan. Well placed in her stick. And she'll slow down the pace. Simpson getting a lay of the land now. Billings, the spin move. Double spin move, slingshot over the shoulder. And up, and away that one goes. The chase down off the shot. And Emmanuel back in tow. Leonard on a fast break. 25 career cause turnovers for her. And now a junior, she has seen so far 7 this season. She had 12 her freshman year trying to get back to that elite defensive prowess that she showed. They're just in her rookie season. Now the workaround. Hoffman. Around the crease line, the feed at the doorstep, swatted down by McCowan. Here comes Steves with the interception. And man, she is quick. Steves, now to Little. It's a numbers advantage here for the Warriors. Little has it forced loose. And we'll have a chance to see Kaylin Little with another free position opportunity, her second of the day. Little winds up, shoots, and scores! Right over the head of Dawson, Kaylin Little grabs the second goal of SWU's day. Her, alongside McCowan, the top 2 goal scorers for the SWU team, and showing just why. Kaylin Little strikes and strikes well from 8. Now we go right to the draw. Things have got to stay in SWU's favor momentum-wise if they want to try and make this comeback. No running clock here, which would be at their disadvantage. So they've got some time to work with here. Again, with the running clock, it doesn't matter whether a whistle's been blown or whether a shot goes out of play. The clock will continue to run. But right now, SWU doesn't have to worry about that. You have to have the 10-goal lead for the running clock to commence. Here's the quick feed towards Schubert. She works this one near side. Inside, a big collision, and that ball goes wide right of Lombardi. Still, it's been great ground ball play so far. 10 ground ball plays have been won here by Emmanuel today, and that has really been a big factor, especially on the offensive. Clardy tries to force the issue, and that she does. Gives this one right back to SWU, and Emma Clardy out of Pickens, South Carolina, in her first season ever of collegiate lacrosse, and she has made some waves so far on the defensive. Hernandez, deep ball, Billings has Greg to her right, Little to her left. Billings looking all the way towards Cage, feeds it back towards Simpson. Now both teams back to even power. Greg, who had her first collegiate goal against Shorter in that close loss, passes this one off to Little. Little in stride, dumps this one off to Dawson. Ball almost hit the referee in the black and white stripes there on the attempted clear from Dawson. If you're Little there, one more extra step and a little bit more power and maybe even a fake could have done her well. The eventual feed, the catch and shoot, no good. Kicked away by Lombardi. Here's another chance, the turnaround. But a rain of stick checks so far from SWU keep them out of any type of scoring opportunity. We see a big push in the back there. Hernandez doesn't have it called on her, and yet again, we see no score here from Emmanuel. They've been held scoreless for close to 10 minutes now. This second period has been very cut and dry for the Lions. Townsend to Gregg. Simpson to move the chess pieces on the chessboard. Try and find the golden opportunity. Sun begins to set here in central South Carolina as Simpson tries to get to it. Some slippage, and we see a Warrior down. Looks to be Gregg there on the near side. Actually, that would be FIFA Steves, it seems. And the slippage will result in an 8-meter opportunity. Steves, who had 3 goals against Truett McConnell, looking for another here. Going all the way, can't get it done in close quarters. Now it's a scrum for it. A fight for the ground ball. Little to win it. The freshman getting the second chance opportunity. Now directs the troops. She slows things down here deep in Emmanuel territory. Townsend driving, inside shot, and off the poles. A huge lucky draw there from Dawson in cage. Wipes the sweat off her brow. And Emmanuel off to the races. Right by the left side of Lombardi. The scoreless streak is no more. Emmanuel strikes and puts the 11th goal on the day for the Lions. And it'll be a timeout here for the Warriors as we take it with them here on the Conference Carolina's digital network. Right back to the action after the timeout called by the Warriors. We welcome you here on the Conference of Carolina's digital network to Elle McCowan getting a face full of grass off the push. So she'll begin things here as we are winding down the second period of play. Halftime coming up here soon. It is 11-2 in favor of the Emmanuel College Lions. Haley Billings begins SWU here on the near side. Little now to the far side. Looking, striking a score. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And Kayla Little strikes yet again. Make it 11-3. 2 goals for the freshman out of Anderson. So Little now 24 goals on the season. Part of the North-South All-Star team her senior season here in South Carolina. Was also a 3-time All-State, Upper State, and Region selection in her time at TL Hanna. We'll see the illegal draw, and that will give it right back over to the Lions. Again, that's been the biggest kicker today for this SWU team, has been the inability to win it. They're at the draw. Now you look towards this Emmanuel team and just the amount of goals they've been able to put up per game, 11.2 compared to Southern Wesleyan's just 6. So again, a team that averages close to double the amount of goals is Emmanuel compared to SWU. And we've kind of seen that today already. But they've only scored 1 here in this second period of play compared to the 10 they had there in the first. Things have definitely wound down. You got to think, did they use all that gas in the tank there in the first period? It looks like they may have, as this one slung up, and away. It'll be Barnett to recollect the turnover. That time it was Shinsky, who this season has had 4 or more goals, 5 separate occasions. She had the team lead 42 goals last season, and once again sits at that spot in back-to-back years. Came into this game 26. Simpson in stride. Has some good weaponry around her. Little McCowan alongside Greg as well. Townsend and Hernandez sit there behind Cage. Little driving, weaving through the tree, shot and a score. Kayla Little, oh my goodness. Little getting the job done, and a hat trick for the freshman. Man, talk about lowering the shoulder and letting the rest just happen. Little just barreling her way through Cage and through the defense and saying, you know what, I'll just do this myself. And now it's an 11-4 game. Within 7 are the Warriors. The quick dodge and jab step around Bowman. Shinsky working up towards the lead now. Lee's already struck once today. She struck once, she struck twice. So hard to keep up with this sheer amount of offense that this Emmanuel team has produced. It's Wallach and Shinsky that right now lead the way. Wallach currently out of the game. And we may not see her the rest of the time. Doesn't have her helmet on and has that knee wrapped up. I know she struggled with that early on in the season, missed a few games as well, but still was able to make the comeback and become Conference Carolina's Freshman of the Month there in February. Austin working, pressured out, swatted down by Hernandez. The pickpocket. Now McCowan looking towards Simpson. A rallying cry here from the Warriors, who are trying to create the opportunity of an upset. The pass back towards Bowman. They're going to rely on her wheels here. Bowman, some slippage. Unable to keep her feet, slings this one down. A ground ball fight. And Barnett able to win it. still have to cross the midfield line. Barnett, who's a saving grace there, finds Anderson. Anderson bobbles it, has to get it out. Simpson. Now it's Raven towards Anderson, bobbles it once more and quickly turns it over. And it looks like it'll be Townsend who got a bit of aggressive contact called on her there. So a woman-up situation here for Emmanuel. They were teeter-tottering close to the end of this first half. The final few seconds underway. That, ladies and gentlemen, will do it for our first half of action. 11-4, the Lions of Emmanuel College lead the way here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Welcome back here to Childs Field for the third quarter of action here in this Conference Carolina's women's lacrosse matchup between the Emmanuel College Lions and the Southern Wesleyan University Warriors. It's currently 11-4, SWU. Right now the offense having been led by Kaylin Little. She's got a hat trick on the day. And 2 hat tricks on the Emmanuel side of the offense as well, with Olivia Wallach, Conference Carolina's Freshman of the Month. She's back in the game after having not played the entirety of the second period. I think that was really big for Emmanuel, not having one of their star distributors. As Billings calls for it, can't get her off the ground ball. Lombardi tried to clear early. So we give it right back over to Emmanuel. But yeah, having Wallach in there, she already has dished out one today, and she's quick with it on the distribution. So having her back in the game here in this third period for Emmanuel is going to be big, and I think SWU really needs to lock in on her, make that their primary target defensively. It'll be Christy Fisher to begin things. The shovel pass, the extra is a golden one, and that'll be good for the 12th goal of Emmanuel's day. Strike and a score, and the Lions continuing on their prowl. SWU led by head coach Lindsay Schneider, who went on to start this season after being associate athletic director and, of course, the main reason why this SWU women's lacrosse team is around. She's done some great things, including leading this Warrior squad to back-to-back Conference Carolina's quarterfinals, 2021-2022. And like I mentioned there in the first period, they're just trying to get back to that kind of prowess here in the conference. They're just trying to find their identity as a team. They're very young. They're still building. Again, only one senior, and that is FIFA Steve's number 8, who you see right now getting in on the defensive. Leads the nation in caused turnovers. Her alongside McCowan are there in the top 5. Here's the drive in. Emmanuel scored early. Can they do it again? This one whipped towards Wallach. She's looking up and around baseline. The feed, the flag is out. We'll see an 8-meter opportunity. It'll be Schubert out of Alberta, Canada, to try and fling this one in. Winds up, drives it home. Got it. 13th goal of Emmanuel's day. And Schubert, who's coming off a 1-1-2 clip. And if you're wondering what that means, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. And she's able to go ahead and jump near the top of those scoring stat lines for the day. She's got 2 assists, 1 goal as well, so she's already surpassed that Converse total that she had. It was a 15-10 win over the Valkyries over in Spartanburg, South Carolina. But before that, they were trounced by Young Harris, so looking for back-to-back victories in conference play. That will do a lot as the season is winding towards a close. Just a few more matchups here to finish out the season. After this, for the Warriors, it's going to be what I think a barn burner against Ferrum, who they'll play at Joe R. Gilbert Track and Field. That one, the beautiful turf field up on top of SWU campus. Right now we're down in what many consider the pit here at Childs Field, but still well maintained, beautifully taken care of, and some great facilities here at Southern Wesleyan. Here comes Little. She's got the hat trick today. She's checked from behind, and the ball forced loose out of her cross. Lee, who's got multiple scores on the day. There comes FIFA, trying to once again force the issue, get quick to the scene. Now they leave it in the hands of Wallach from X. Distributes. Here's the sling and the score. Lombardi couldn't hang on. So just like that, a 14-4 game, which in women's lacrosse, if you're ahead by 10, you now have a running clock. So for SWU, bad thing. Okay, they don't have as much time at their disposal as I'm sure they would like. Because again, with a running clock, you have periods like this where it would usually be stopped whenever you're resetting the draw. But now it will continue to run, so Emmanuel can take all the time they want to in getting set and getting prepared to take this opening draw. And then when the ball goes out of play, usually you won't see the time run, but now with them ahead by 10, you will. Quickly swatted down, McCowan getting in on the action, but it's pushed right back into SWU territory. Fisher to Schubert, now back up top to Jennings. Fourth on the team in scoring. Here's the shot, in Lombardi stuffs her. Now Lombardi, this is where she has struggled today. It's been in the clear. Can she air this one out? Got to find an opening. We're seeing a great 10-man ride here. Emmanuel on the defensive now. Some pretty good ball movement from McCowan on to Barnett. Hernandez to Little, snags it out of midair, feeds it back to Hernandez, who was part of the runners-up in the state title tournament. Wallach shoved to the ground, but back to Hernandez, was a part of a Spartanburg High School Vikings team that were runners-up. Lost to Lexington in the state title finale. But Wallach going to get pushed to the ground after the quick interception, forcing the turnover, and now it's Emmanuel back on the move. Fisher, 10 goals so far on the season, but she's seen a share of the wealth today as well. She's got one alongside one assist. Hoffman back up top to Schubert. Working towards Austin. Inside a shot. Rifled to the back of cage. Burning the back netting. And we see once again Emmanuel on top. They lead 15-4 now. An 11-goal lead. A lot of catch-up to be played here for the Warriors. Emmanuel soared past their usual average on goals a game, which is 11.2. Right now, bottom of the conference is Ferrum at just 5.3 per game. SWU will see them next. And then going on to the remainder of Southern Wesleyan's schedule, they'll go take on Belmont Abbey and Emory and Henry at those respective colleges and universities. And then NGU and Young Harris to finalize the home slate here at Childs Field. And then they'll finalize the entirety of the schedule at Coker in Hartsville, South Carolina. The history between these two teams is pretty skewed in favor of the Lions. 1-5, the total record. Last time these two teams met, it was an 18-3 matchup, with the Lions taking that victory. And it was just the second game between these two squads in series history that SWU was able to come away with the win. They won it by 5. Shot in the score on the turnaround. Goodness gracious. Huge strike there by Megan Jennings out of Evans, Georgia. She has been on fire today. And Jennings now, a 4-piece. Jumps right above a hat trick. And now she's got 4 on the day. close to matching that season high of 5 goals that she had against Tusculum. And she's quadrupled the tally she put up against Converse. SWU in a big game of catch-up right now. A 12-goal deficit here for the Warriors. They've got to win it here at the draw. That has been the biggest difference maker so far. 10 total draws were won there going into the halftime break for Emmanuel. And so far today, here in this second half, we've seen 5 won by the Lions. The quick pass towards Wallach. We see the whistle blown, and it looks like we'll see a green card coming on FIFA Steves. It's quite often that we do see her taking a seat in the box. She is one that likes to draw many a fouls. And I can find a tally for you in just a few mere moments, but for Steves, 17 total green cards, now 18 for her on the season. A team lead. Ella McCowan, second on the squad in regards to cards. Here's the pickup, the fling over. Raven trying for it. Checked out of her cross again. Relentless is this Emmanuel ride. That's the thing with SWU. They can force the turnover, but then they just can't get the clear and get back on the offensive. The bottom left corner is painted there by Jennings. So it looks like the score was actually there on Shinsky. We'll take a break here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network and see you on the other side. And back to the action here at Childs Field. We've got ourselves quite the game, 17-4. And the Warriors of Southern Wesleyan down by 13. They're led by both Ella McCowan, Caitlin Little. Little has herself a hat trick so far on the day. 25 goals on the season, had a season high 6 goals against True McConnell in that blowout win. had 4 goals against Lise McRae, 4 assists against Mars Hill. She has been the stat leader in just about every single category besides those calls, turnovers, and ground ball. That award goes to FIFA Steves. Here comes Wallach up and around the circle, and that'll be good for yet another Emmanuel goal. Wallach now, a 4-piece for her, but it's Shinsky that leads the way with 5 goals. Jennings right behind her with 4. Ten assists as well today for Emmanuel. That one, of course, unassisted by one of the stat leaders in that category for Emmanuel, which is Miss Olivia Wallach. She says, you know what, up and around the circle, I'll get this one done myself. Why not stat pad? 18-4, your score. On to the draw. It's Bowman against Shinsky. Bowman trying to use that strength of hers, but instead it's Shinsky that takes it uncontested right from behind her back. That's got to be the most impressive way to win a draw. You displace your opponent, then snag it out of midair. Here comes Shinsky now, looking for her 6th goal of the season. Wallach, the feed inside at the doorstep. Lombardi off the nub of her cross says, see you later. Now here's a chance at the doorstep. The rebound and the save. Apologies, that would be another score. That'll be 19 goals there for Emmanuel. What we thought was the save there from Lombardi ended up squeezing right by her. Hey, shout out to her body language. Body language was pretty good there. I thought it was a save, but it ended up being yet another score there for the Lions. And now we look towards Emily Gregg, freshman out of Fountain Inn High School, actually helped start that program. Was averaging close to 4.1 goals a game her senior season. Ended up with 57 total goals. She had her first collegiate one against Shorter. Here comes Wallach, striding down the far side. Off towards Hoffman. Wallach looking to distribute. Up top, Lee, the lone Utah native on this Emmanuel squad. Just out of reach of the 4'11" Hoffman, and that'll be SWU ball. Now, got to beat the ride of Emmanuel. It's been strong today. Hernandez. This one slapped down. Chinsky out of Australia to take this one in stride. Wallach has a chance, up and over. Dunks it on Lombardi's head. And so Wallach jumps up now to 5 goals on the day. Her and Shinsky have led the pack. (20-4) your score here. And less than a minute to go in this third period. Ball forced loose. And it's Schubert on the way, feeds this one to Lee. She's got multiple scores on the day. Jennings, Wallach, and Shinsky with 5 apiece. So 15 goals between 3 of their scorers. Jennings and Wallach lead the attack, but it's Shinsky that dominates the midfield. Came in here with a team lead, 26 goals to her resume, and she'll hold on to it. They're on the far side to bring us into our fourth and final bit of action here at Southern Wesleyan University. 15 minutes to go of some pretty good lacrosse. The fourth and final bit of action to take place now here on the campus of Southern Wesleyan University. The Warriors down by 16. And being set to begin in the crosses of the Lions of Emmanuel College, who after this game will bump to 6-5 on the season, 3-1 in conference play. They're getting it done there in the Conference Carolinas. Now we can go ahead and look up towards their upcoming schedules. We see Shinsky try to weave through a host of Warriors. Still, they're putting up a pretty good defensive effort here. Hoffman loses it on the attempted sideswipe. Now, of course, for Emmanuel, in just 5 more games, they go take on Mount Olive there in Franklin Springs, Georgia. Here's the turn, the feed, the shot at the doorstep will go wide, and it'll be Emmanuel ball nonetheless. Hoffman was there on the possession shot. Chased it down, even though it wasn't really an intentional chase down. It was just happened to be right place, right time for her. Here's the feed in. No strike and score there. It was Shinsky who was stuffed like a turkey on Thanksgiving. Townsend looking for an outlet. She's been left on an island. Flings that one towards Greg. Greg, fancy footwork, has it checked out of her cross. A fight for on the ground ball. Graybill able to rake it over, and Hernandez can't get it up off the ground ball. Now, going back to this Emmanuel team schedule, they've got Chowan after Mount Olive. That'll take place on the campus of Chowan. Then back to the home field. in Franklin Springs against NGU, North Greenville. Then they'll wrap it up with Lees McRae and Shorter. And then it'll be on to the Conference of Carolinas Women's Lacrosse Tournament. And Lombardi stops this one down, makes another big save. She's had now 10 on the day, her third double-digit save appearance so far this season. Smart high IQ play there from Little. Keep the ball in play, give it on to FIFA. Now Townsend on the attempted pickup, and Gregg able to find it in her cross. McCowan and Little, the lone goal scorers today. McCowan, can she find a second? Little leads the charge with 3. She'll feed it over to her now. Little looking now from X. Dodges right. Eyeing McCowan, but McCowan unable to grab that one out of thin air. Simpson recollects it along the restraining line. Simpson shoved to the ground, taking a roll in the grass. And she'll begin with the ball, and it'll be a woman-up situation here off the green card. Just having some clock issues here. We're going to set this one up for 11:40. A 16-goal lead here for Emmanuel. It's Avery Atkins in goal for the Lions. Out of Evans, Georgia. Made 3 starts this season and now 10 appearances. Going off 6 saves, 6 goals against versus the Valkyries of Converse. And now she's got to stand up to the offensive SWU. And it was McCowan with an underhanded shovel shot. Haven't seen many of those in my time as a commentator. But either way, Hernandez to begin things finds Townsend. The former Bowling Springs Bulldog feeds it towards Little. Those two have been the freshmen. 1-2 punch. Little looking to distribute. Finds McCowan on the inside. Can't handle the heat. And that'll be right back into the hands of the Lions, or the Paws, I should say. Atkins to start things. She had a season-high 9 saves against Young Harris College. Also had a season-high 14 goals against the Mountain Lions of Young Harris. So it was a great and also not too great game for her. Austin looking up top. McCowan, easiest ground ball of her career. That one was given right over to her. McCowan in stride, has Little to her left, Simpson on her right. Townsend working towards back of cage. McCowan says, I might take this one all the way. Instead, she feeds it right towards Atkins. Well, I said for McCowan, that was the easiest ground ball of her life, but for Atkins, that was the easiest save she'll probably ever have. Now less than 10 minutes to go. Some ring around the rosy. Oh, and a huge hit there from Billings. The aggression coming out. Looks like we'll see a card. It'll be a green. Illegal use of stick. They're on Billings, and she'll take a seat for 1 minute. One said, name it a cross check. So a woman-up situation here for Emmanuel. It'll be Hoffman out of Florida to begin things. This ball carouseling, eventually finding its way into the hands of Jennings. And Jennings throws it away. Lombardi to look to clear. Sends it up. Townsend off the bouncer pass. Good eye there from Lombardi. Tries to feed it towards Simpson. Simpson in a fight for it, trying to rake it off the ground. Instead, it'll be McCowan in the 50-50 ball. Kicks it to herself. And now off to the races are the Lions once more, pawing at yet another goal. Can they find a 21st? Most they've scored this season have been 22. Can they meet that tally today? Swatted down by Posey. Picked up by Hernandez. Ball checked out of her cross. And once again, Emmanuel back to the offensive. Here's an opening for Jennings. Weaving through the trees. Sends it home. The exclamation point goal. Turning a whole lot of nothing into a whole lot of something. 21-4. 8 minutes remain here in period number 4 in regulation. Well, the Warriors have a chance to bounce back against Ferrum. That'll be this upcoming Saturday here in Central, but on the upper field. So some exciting things to take place in that matchup, sure to be a fist fight. And now we see Kaylin Little to take the draw here. One of the first times she's been seen in the circle, going up against Grace Court, freshman on freshman. A fight for it, and hey, Little strength translates into an Ella McCowan win off the ground ball, and SWU in possession. Who knows, after that win right there, we might see Little taking the circle many more times. And one of the biggest issues so far for SWU, and I mentioned it before, it's been the clears 10 for 22, so 12 times they've been stopped shy of midfield. And so that's 12 extra possessions they could have had they been able to work it past that 10-man ride. Here comes McCowan inside and scores. Slash and dash off the assist from Little. That'll be good for a 5th SWU goal. So for Little, that was the 15th assist of the season. And there for McCowan, 19th goal, 2nd on the day. We'll see Little back in action here in the circle once again, going up against Kurt out of Melbourne Beach, Florida. And a season high 2 caused turnovers against Ferrum, and now goes up against the freshman of Anderson, South Carolina in Little. Now trying to win this one off the ground ball. It will be Kurt, but not before McCowan says, see that ball later, and strikes from behind. Then you see Steves trying to win it off the ground ball play. Steves, a dual sport athlete here at Southern Wesley, and also part of the women's soccer team as well. So cool that Southern Wesleyan gives their athletes opportunities to play both sports and still maintain a pretty good academic rigor. Court feeds it over towards Hoffman. Hoffman looking for the outlet. Up top, it's Jennings. Flag is out. It'll be an 8-meter opportunity here for Emmanuel to put up what will be the 22nd goal of the day. This would tie their season-high goal tally that they had against Ferrum. Still with less than 6 minutes to go here. It'll be Hoffman to take it from 8. Hoffman looking, searching, can't get it done. From 8 meters, she's denied access. Here comes Bowman with quick feet, working past every single midfielder. That was a great clear there from the Warriors. Bowman looking to go all the way. She'll retreat back. Simpson now. Towards Greg. Now McCowan. And then Little on the far side of the semicircle. The dump off. McCowan loses it in stride, but a whistle is blown. We'll see McCowan take it from 8. Looking for the 6th score of SWU's day. She's already got a brace, so she's got 2 goals. Can she find the hat trick and join Little at the top of the scoring rankings? Here comes McCowan, barreling her way in. And just like that, Atkins snags away that opportunity. Whistle is blown and a yellow card out here for Raven. So a 2-minute unreleasable penalty there for Raven. And that'll be a woman down situation here for SWU for a majority of the rest of the running clock. So far, you look at all these Emmanuel goal scorers, you see 3 separate scores with 5 goals apiece. Jennings, Wallach, Shinsky, Lee, alongside Schubert with 2 apiece, and then Hoffman and Fisher both with 1 strike and a score. Ooh, that one right to the face of Madar. And she'll be down for the count. We'll go ahead and step aside for an injury timeout. Well, Madar was smacked in the face by the ball, and thankfully she's laughing things off, walking things off, and hopefully all will be okay with her. Yeah, right above the eyebrows where she was boinked. And Bowman checks in for her, but still it's a woman down situation for SWU. But they take possession. Lombardi looks to clear, and it's a loose ball there around midfield. Less than 3 minutes to go here at Childs Field. Sun continues to set. As we approach 7 p.m., here's the attempted pass in and scooped up. Posey looking, searching, and finds the ball out of her cross. McCowan and Simpson the chase down, and Simpson pokes it right to the hands of Schubert. feed towards Schubert. It's a bouncer. Pick up there from Posey. Can Southern Wesleyan find a sixth goal and stop the bleeding? It's been the lack of clears. That was the 26th clear attempt, but they've only had 11 clears total today. Feed over towards Court, who's usually on the defensive side of the ball, getting in on the offensive action. Hoffman, searching, spinning, feeding, strike, nothing. Ava Lombardi standing strong. And now we've seen Sierra Raven been released, and she's right to the action. Checked. Ball loose. Time stops. With less than a minute and a half to go, it'll be Raven and the Warriors to begin. The feed towards Anderson. Caitlin Anderson working through the defense, loses it in transition. Whistle blown in favor of SWU. Works this one over to Little. Less than a minute to go. Little trying to find McCowan. Instead, finds a host of both Warriors and Lions. It's a scramble for it. Townsend to win it off the ground ball play. That one took a while. Anderson tries to corral it. Ball finds its way to Gregg. Inside McCowan. A lot of loose balls here for the Warriors. Feed inside. Anderson trying for a shot. 10 seconds to go. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, that will be your game. 21-5, the final score here in Central. The Lions come in and grab themselves another conference victory. Up to 3-1 in conference. Carolina's play, 6-5 overall. And Southern Wesleyan couldn't find a third win here at home. But it was a great, safely played match today. No one was hurt. All is well. And we got to see some more D2 women's lacrosse. And that means it was a great day. So for me, Colin Calvert, and all those that made this broadcast possible, I say thank you, good luck, God bless, and good night here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network.